Welcome back to Gunbuster. I'm here at the range and probably be a long video. It's going to be on CCW. Not all of them are CCW, but you can conceal carry basically all these guns. Alright, we'll start off with micros. This is a micro 9. That's in the micro class. Alright. This represents them. There's more, like you get a Hellcat or a P365 or a GSX, rather than, like the CSX. You got the Taurus, but this is a 10 round capacity. You get let me see, I'll go over what we're getting at here. You get 10 rounds. This would be like for deep concealment, like you could put in your pocket, have a pocket holster for it, or inside the waistband, like right here. You could kidney carry it. You carry it on your side or on your back, or behind you, small in the back, as you say. Or, all right, this would be like a scenario where you would be shooting at 7 yards, like 25 feet or something. Anywhere under 25 feet or 2, The scenario is like 1 to 2 people, 1-on-1 or 2-on. This is made for point blank shooting, and you do not need accuracy. Because you're pointing and shooting, you're not thinking of where you're hitting, because you're pulling the gun as fast as you can and shooting. Alright? And so that's why I say these guns right here are 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 because of the capacity and what they're intended for. The odds are you're not going to be in a carjacking. There's going to be 3 guys. There could be 2. More likely it's going to be a 1-on-1 in America, I would say. Next one. These are more like a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1 because they're 8 and they're bigger caliber. That's my opinion, though. Or you could say same as these. 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 because they are 8 rounds, and these are 9, 6, and 10. And this, you got 2 extra bullets, which 9 though. I don't really think 2 extra bullets is going to make or break the bank on 9. That's my opinion. And then, alright, these ones, this you can actually conceal carry. I've done it. And you could do it in the summer, but it will stand out somewhat because it's a big gun. This gun, people are like, oh, you can't conceal carry in 1911. Alright. You put, this is not the right holster, but this is just for, like, point out that you can carry a huge, heavy, like full-size 5-inch with the flared magwell, which protrudes, like, you could fit a 7-round magazine on this gun and it wouldn't fit. This is like super big. There's a difference. You can still conceal carry this. It'll take longer to pull it out, but you can still carry it. If you're comfortable with it, you can. Like, this is America, you can do whatever you want. You can conceal carry this. You can't, it's practically impossible as a deep concealed carry gun. It would stand out, and like, you wouldn't do that. Just common sense, you wouldn't do that. Now this is a 13 round 45. Alright. So this would be like 8 rounds isn't enough. Like, these 2 hold 8, this holds 13. So you're like, I'd rather have that than one of these. And they're basically the same. And yes, you can conceal carry them. I have done it. And yeah. They're pretty bulky. And I'm not a big guy. The bigger you are, the easier you are to hide something. Now, we go to this. Like, some people are all about capacity, so like 13's not enough, or 15 round 9mm isn't enough, so I want 17 rounds. So you go to this. I wouldn't see why you would need 15 rounds for a micro 9 to be like 10, 13, 12, or what have you, is not enough for your deep concealed carry gun. If you have 15, you can go up against, like, if more people are going after you, you won't have to reload. But like, what's the odds of you going up against more than 2 people? And you want to be always prepared and ready. You probably want a subcompact. All right, now let's say, 17 rounds. That's not enough. Could you conceal carry that? Could you carry that? You have to open carry that. You're giving away yourself. Like, this even gives away. Like, you can't conceal carry this gun anymore. You can conceal carry it like this. Oh, that's 13, 12, 21. Alright? What I'm getting at is like, I don't know, maybe it's a flimsy argument. Maybe someone else has a different argument on it, would like to have something to say. You can comment on this, but this is like what I think. I'm not saying that too much capacity, and these are useless and you shouldn't have them because the government doesn't want you to have 27 rounds or 50 rounds or 30. My point is that these are more like for range, have fun, or you're using it as your primary concealed carry. And this is like a big bulky, like cut down, shortened version of that, the Glock 27. And this would not be for, I would say, for a beginner's concealed carry gun, because it's a smaller gun, so you have less to grab hold of. You could accidentally like put your finger in the trigger and pull it and shoot yourself while you're pulling this gun out because it's so small. Just that you're even higher risk of shooting yourself. Especially when you're fumbling around and panicking for your gun, you could shoot yourself. And this gun has like a 10, probably a 10-ish or so, you know, it's a heavy trigger. This is like a 5-pound trigger. But you're more likely to shoot yourself because it has no safety features. This, I would say, has one because it's a heavy trigger. And there's people who argue about that, but that's my opinion and I believe it's true. Now, this is another good option, is that you have a handgun with a safety. This is one of my favorite things, is you can put it on and off without the hammer back. Like 1911s, you have to have the hammer back. But the benefit to this is that when the hammer is back, safety's on, this slide will not lock when you put it in your holster. So you won't have to worry about going out of battery. This gun, it doesn't have that. So, but it's really stiff. It could go out of battery. So one thing to keep in mind when you're holstering your weapon. Like, even this could go out of battery, but it's not likely because these guns do have heavy, but it had to really snag on something like your shirt, gets caught in your holster, and you don't realize it. You won't have to worry about that on this. And you can get smaller 1911s. You get one 7-round. This is like more slim, the bottom of the 1911 is, and this is cut back. So you don't have as much length protruding, and you don't have much length width of your barrel, so you can pull it out quicker. You have 4-inch barrel, which there would be basically the equivalent of carrying that. So this pretty much wraps up the video. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments on it and whatnot. I can't think of anything else I'm leaving out. other than this gun right here. It's up here because it has more capacity. I was just using it as a reference. This is actually a compact because it's not that's like full size. I always like to say compact is a 4-inch, full size is 5-inch, and up 3 inches, 3.5 inches. I consider that as a like a, I guess you call it subcompact or something, like it's small, snubby. Then you got micro 9s. That's even better because they're for deep concealment. This is for concealed carry, deep concealment, concealed carry. But these are more like for summer, unless you're a big guy. This you can carry under your t-shirt and not have to worry so much about it, where these ones you do have to worry more about it, no matter where you put them. Unless you're a big guy that can hide it. And you don't need 15 rounds to drop them, so I go with this. And if you're wanting something with more power, you go with this 357 Magnum, which is more than plenty to drop someone at 5 feet. You might even knock them off their feet if you empty the whole gun on them. You probably will, more than likely. This gun won't. 9mm does not have any knockdown power. You could argue all day you want about it. It only has 124 grain at best, traveling 1,300 feet per second, where this has 180 grain, traveling like 14, but not out of this barrel. But this won't get the velocity either out of its best. This will still not be able to outperform a 357. And I do not believe that a 9 can outperform a 45. Which is, people will argue up and down about that. I think the best 9mm hollow point versus a decent 45 is like probably going to be run equal. But the best 45 versus the best 9, I think 45 is going to win in certain situations. People love 9mm and they call it the dual caliber. Like if you want to say more capacity and stuff, now there's the 30 super carry. And not only that, there's the 5.7s that have 20 round magazines. So I don't know, preppers, they have to have most capacity possible because they think they're going to be going against large numbers, or they have a fear that their gun won't stop their target. You trust the caliber. That's the other thing. You gotta own a carry gun that you trust and depend on. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of comments, and you always comment on the gun that you prefer and love and use as your carry gun. It doesn't have to be any of these ones on the table. These ones are just reference. I've owned way more than the guns on this table.